Hello and welcome to another episode of Two Men, Two Mugs. Today we are going to be discussing the ongoing war in Gaza, as well as specifically the student protests on Columbia College. Now I am joined by our very special guest today. He prefers to remain anonymous and has requested to be called Hassan. So yes, and before we get started, I just want to note and preface this by saying, we here at Two Men, Two Mugs are absolutely in favor of free speech. However, it is obvious that many of these people in the protests are abusing that right when they physically intimidate other students. With that said, Hassan, what is your perspective on this?
We want the colonizers out of Gaza. Hands off of Rafah.
Okay, now some students have been blocking other students from being able to get to other parts of campus. Would you consider that to be counterproductive to their cause?
Zionists don't deserve to go to class. They support genocide.
Right. Some of these protesters are not students. They're also not faculty. They have no association with Columbia. Now, how do you feel specifically about violence towards community members?
Why don't they just admit that they're terrorists and go back to Switzerland?
And finally, Hassan, do you think that the Jewish students present in these protests have historic knowledge of the last 150 years of recent modern history?
The Jews are not a real people. Theodor Herzl made it all up in the year 1875, okay? Read history. It's what people have to understand about the Jew.
Well, it would appear as though Hassan is desperately trying to get the words out.
About the Jew.
We will have to call it there, folks. My apologies on needing to once again end our show early. I'm sorry that this is now becoming what I would call a pattern, and we are going to work very diligently from now on. Yeah, Katie, can you call 911? Yeah. And so when we do figure out who our more credible guests could be for upcoming episodes, we will have an announcement coming. So stay tuned for that. And until then, we wish you all the best. Have a great weekend and get some sleep.